What's up? It's Tess, and today I want to talk to you about video marketing. So, my question to you is, are you using video marketing for your business? Because if you're not, I want you to seriously consider it. Really, video marketing is the best way for anyone in business that is looking to attract leads and clients into their business to, um, warm up their cold audience as quickly as possible and get people to know, like, and trust you, which is going to make it a lot easier for them to, raise their hand and want to reach out to you and ask you questions, or better yet, want to request to work with you. So video marketing is really such an important tool to use in your business. And obviously there's live video on every platform these days to take advantage of. But today I wanted to give you my best tips on what to do in order to prepare yourself before you start using live video. So the first tip I have is to always make sure you plan and have an outline for what it is you're going to talk about. So you see here I have a couple of notes. I always have that just handy so that I don't get tripped up, because doing live video can sometimes be a bit nerve-wracking, so it's always good to have an outline in order to just support you in the back end. So in terms of a topic for what you're doing and creating an outline, I think that solving a problem is usually the best way to go when you're first starting out. If you're working in real estate, you know so much more than the average person knows, and you have so much more value to give people than you even realize. So have your video surrounding a problem that you can help solve for your ideal customer or client, and have a headline that's going to grab people. It could be something like, before you buy your first property, you have to know this one thing. Because instead of having your realtor hat on, you have to switch that into having your marketing hat on, because it's video marketing, right? And you want to be able to stop people from scrolling and stop and watch what it is that you're talking about. So you want to have a strong headline that's going to grab people, and then in your outline you can have 3 or 4 points that can support the problem that you're solving, and then a closing statement to kind of close out the video. So just remember, you always want to have an outline with you to help you get stuck, but focus on providing value and solving a problem in your video in terms of the content. So number 2 is to interact with people at the beginning and the end. I know that that's a great aspect of live video, is that you can interact with people and people are watching you live, which is great. But my biggest tip for this is to keep the interaction brief, because most people are going to be watching your video on a replay. So they'll be watching it later, and they're not going to want you to spend a ton of time saying hello to every single person before you launch into the content of your video. So try to keep it brief. And I recommend also, as another tip, to keep the interaction at the beginning and the end, because you can easily repurpose a live video and turn it into a blog post or a YouTube video. And you can easily do this by just cutting off the beginning and the end and just keeping the bulk of the content in the middle as your video. So don't try to interact with people in between the video. It's going to trip you up, and also it'll be harder for you to edit it later. So number 3 is keep it brief and stick to the outline. So you want to try to keep your video under 5 minutes. And so I'm already quickly approaching that now. So I'm going to keep this tip brief, but basically anything under 5 minutes. We know people have like no attention span these days, so make it value packed and as brief as possible. And my final tip is to focus on quality over quantity. Don't get so caught up in how many people are watching or how many likes you get or how many comments you get. Organic traffic, especially on Instagram, is pretty much dead these days. So a great thing that you can do is take your live video and repurpose it as an ad that you can then start attracting, a cold audience to your business. But when you are doing your live video, you only want to be speaking and focusing on one person. Have that your ideal client in your mind, and just be focused on speaking to them and helping them solve a problem. Because at the end of the day, video marketing is meant to create a connection with people. And that connection is going to happen by speaking to one person and not focusing so much on what the next thing is or what the next audience is going to be. So those are my best tips for things to have in mind before you start using live video in your business. And if you're not using live video, definitely just rip the Band-Aid off and start doing it, because it's really one of the best tools that you'll have in order to utilize the online marketing space. And if you got value from this video, please share it with another realtor, and I will talk to you soon.